Here we are, day 14, 2 weeks down. It was raining earlier. We're not really catching any of it now. A couple sprinkles, which isn't too bad. But it's been good. I want to say as far as doing the challenge, I don't really see anything that's too hard about it.
Eating all the food.
Yeah, eating the food, staying up on that. But it's not hard as in like unbearable. Even the workouts, really, if you're pacing yourself, I don't find where that's unbearable either. I think the biggest thing that makes it end up being somewhat difficult is just some external things. But here's some numbers for where we're at as far as progress. Candee doesn't have much weight, doesn't have any weight actually. She's at her target weight, which is 124. Now
I started at 127.
Started at 127. She's at 124 now. But when she started her journey a couple years ago, right around 2019, 2020, something like that.
Yeah, 2020.
Huh?
2020.
2020. She was 154 and
152.
Oh, 152. Whatever. She was in the 150s. But she started doing this on her own to where she was just basically just kind of just watching her diet, watching what she ate. And she really started taking the pounds off doing that. Now, when it came to the actual workout part, that really didn't really kick in until a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To where she was very consistent as far as working out, putting the work in. Now I would do it sporadic. I wasn't really committed in that sense. But for my numbers, starting this, I was at 210.1, and this morning I was at 202.6, which is about almost 8 pounds down. Yeah, just about almost 8 pounds down. And then my blood pressure, when we started this, my blood pressure was 134.98, which was considered in the yellow. But today, when I checked this morning, it was at 116/97. So we're in the green.
Going green. Greenwich.
Which is good. It's good to see these numbers and see how they're like kind of, you're putting the work in and you're seeing some things. Candee's main goal for her is just a matter of right now, since she's at her weight, to tone up. So far she's, how much did you get off your hips?
A quarter inch off the hips and 3/8 off the waist.
Okay, so
I think.
So she's slowly doing the whole time to, start shaping things up and whatnot. But that's pretty much it. But I mean, when, back to what I was saying in terms of what's hard, it's just a matter of just dealing with life and things that you got to deal with. Even filming this content, that's what I feel is the more complicated thing, is learning how to do that, knowing when and what to film and whatnot. But I think what it comes down to, and this is the question that whenever you're doing something, most people are going to ask, which is why. And it's not always a bad thing. A lot of people are asking why because they're genuinely curious, like trying to understand. Yeah, there's going to be people that are going to kind of ask why, and that kind of like, why are you doing that? But the thing that I got to thinking about with that was, that is a question that we should actually be asking ourselves. Why? Because I think the why answer is the thing that's going to be one of the things that actually helps you be successful in what you're doing. So if you're doing something like this and you're not doing it for like a good goal reason, like you have some type of external thing that's driving you to do it outside of, let's say for us, ours is health, mine is to where I want to be more mobile, like I can tell the way my body's feeling. I want my numbers to be good, like those are my why of why I'm doing that. Doing like this content and stuff and doing that, that's all secondary. That's something that we're doing as far as just to
keep you
hopefully like motivate somebody.
And to keep you accountable.
Yeah, and keep accountable. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Keep accountability. But if you're doing it for another reason, you're not going to stick with it. At least I don't think you're going to stick with it. But when it comes down to your reasoning of why you're doing something, I think it's a matter of having a good thing that's driving you. Because if you don't have a good goal or something that kind of pushes you and that you have something that you're striving for, you have a good base reason of why you're doing something, then you're not going to stick with it. If you're doing it for, let's say for me, if my main goal was because I want to make content you know, and I want to, you know, get out and film and all that stuff, and I'm using this as the thing that I can do in order to do that, I'm not going to stick with it, because the actual goal of having health and anything, that's not my main reason for doing it. So when you have that good why and thing that's pushing you forward, then when you start going through the hardships, like for us, not trying to put, you know, put a business out there, but it seems like, you know, once we started doing this, it was just like one thing after another. Cars are breaking down.
I got sick.
Yeah, Candee got sick. You know, but the thing is that we were going to finish this. These are just obstacles that we had to get over. We were going to push through it. We were going to make it happen. You know, whereas if you don't have that good thing that's driving you, any type of obstacle or hiccup is going to make you just say, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, you know, whatever the case may be. But you have to have that thing that's going to be really driving you towards your goal of what you're trying to accomplish. And that's what I want to just really reiterate as far as like thinking about that. If you're doing something, think and ask yourself that question. What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Whether it's a challenge like this, whether it's a challenge for something else, or whatever other goal you have, are you doing it for the right reason? Because if you're doing it for other things, you probably, you know, I'm not going to say 100%, but more than likely, you're not going to stick with it. Because when those things are, you know, when you've already achieved the main reason of that, then why would you stick with them? Like if I was doing this for attention, or if I was doing this because I wanted people to give likes and all that stuff, what happens when that stops? Or what happens when I'm not getting the actual reaction that I'm looking for? Right? Then I'd be like, oh, well, what's the point? Right? But when I wake up and I weigh myself every day and I see the weight going down and I check my blood pressure and I see those numbers going down, that's where I'm sitting back going, okay, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Those are the things that I'm striving for. You know, those are the accomplishments that I want to see, you know. But anyway, day 14 complete. And, you know, this is our second workout of the day. Today we got up early. Because typically on Sundays we go to church. So our routine is for us to get up early, get that done first thing in the morning, and then we can get our second workout done by the time we actually leave church. You know, not every day's like that. You have to kind of find a pattern in what works for you in order to get these things checked off of your list for the 75 hard. But I would encourage you to do it. You know, pace yourself, have a plan in place. You know, I think that's what brings about success. Anything you think?
You know, what would it be called? Accountability?
Yeah, definitely accountability too. That's some
partner.
Yeah, some type of support system.
Yeah, support system. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, some type of support system that's in there. You know, but at the same time, don't be totally dependent upon that, because if you're like doing it and you're, once again, back to what I said with the why, if you're looking for people to, you know, why aren't they asking about it? Why aren't they, you know, then you would just fall off, because you just end up getting that discouragement. But when you sit back and go, no matter what, I'm going to do this, no matter who likes it, no matter who doesn't like it, I'm going to accomplish this because this is something I need to do for me, then you'll do it. You'll do it. You'll be successful and all that. But we are happy. We're happy with the results we're getting. We're feeling really good right now. I don't want to be too cocky and be like, oh yeah, we're going to knock this thing out of the park, because, you know, we don't know what the future holds.
There has been days I have not wanted to do it.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. When you got the right why, you'll push through all that. So until next time, next update, whenever I get around to doing it, you know, hope y'all have a great day, and we'll be talking at you.